welcome to another review of the Breakfast Club. Today is Thursday, July 27th.
No. 28th.
Oh, 28th. Okay. Thursday, July 28th.
Still on Wednesday.
Okay.
Hump day.
Okay, so this is what they talked about today. Now, this is only what they've uploaded so far.
Okay. So you
I
can only talk
watch
about
on
what they've
YouTube.
uploaded?
Unless, when they come back, unless it's something so profound, then this is it. This is what we'll talk about today.
Okay.
But if they come back with something so profound and we got to talk about it, then we'll do a part 2.
Okay.
All right, so they talked about the young rapper. You probably don't know who he is. Named jaydayoungan.
What the heck?
Yeah, I think it's J. I've seen him before.
These names, boy.
Yeah, I'm not used to his.
I guess we were crazy back then too.
Right.
Cool
I'm hoping that's his name, but
LL Cool J.
he died. He got killed in gunfire.
No.
I've seen him before. I just didn't know what his name was.
Where's he from? Anybody
let
gets
me
killed.
look at your phone. Yeah, he was shot. He was murdered.
So like some enemies or something at him? Was he not gang related, is it? It wasn't gang related.
I think so. They don't know yet.
And stuff.
Sometimes it don't even have to be gang related.
I know. But that's the first thing people think of for some reason. It's just unfortunate for our young men now that are out there. If they get killed any kind of way, was it gang related? Retaliation? Was it drugs?
Well, I had to come back. You asked me a question, so now I got to look it up.
I didn't know what.
Oh, Louisiana rapper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jaydayoungan.
P's area, huh?
Yeah. See, I've seen him before. Have you seen him before?
Mm-mm.
I've seen him before.
You've heard
Louisiana rapper.
heard him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jaydayoungan. So, yeah. So they're investigating that.
How old is he?
There he is.
How
I've seen his face before.
Is he young, like under mid-20s, early 20s?
I think he's 24.
Oh.
Yeah, 24. Louisiana rapper Javarius Scout, 24, known by his stage name as Jaydayoungan, was shot and killed in his hometown of Bogalusa, Louisiana, on Wednesday evening.
People from there are going to get mad if you said it wrong.
Well, they just going to have to get mad. So.
Because we don't know how to pronounce
The
some
rapper
of these
was
cities.
known for some of his popular songs like 23 Island, Catch Me in the Traffic, and Muddy Situation. Police say a close family member identified as Kenyatta Scott Sr. was also injured in the incident. So this was on Fox 8 Live News.
Wow.
But yeah, I've seen him before. So his face I recognize. I just didn't.
Does he have locks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't but I bring that up just to say another
shooting
rapper
gone.
that's killed for senseless no reason.
Well, we don't know.
Well, I'm just saying
We don't
another
know.
rapper, even if it's a reason,
know.
another rapper
We
that's
don't
in the
know.
news
We
that's
don't know.
killed.
What?
And Charlamagne was saying he's tired of hearing about them dying, and then that's when they blow up. It's almost like you gotta blow up in order to you gotta get killed in order for your rap career to blow up.
What's his name? I didn't know him. What's the one rapper that got killed? That was God. What's his name?
But anyway, what about him?
His name is copies one of the old actors.
What about him?
I'm trying to prove a point, but I can't say his name.
I know, but what
But
about
I
him?
didn't know him until he got killed.
Oh, okay.
How popular he was and how involved he was with the community.
Right.
Oh God, I wish I'm like you. If I can't get the name, I'm gonna be stuck on that. He has a name that reminds me of an old actor back in my day, because it's similar. It's a different initial.
You want to keep talking,
but I'm trying to think. For me, because I don't know a lot of mainstream rappers out there or artists, because he may not even be considered a rapper. I don't know. But a lot of times my mom and I, when we hear on the news, such and such got shot, that's when we're awake and, we're
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey. Because I used to think Nipsey Russell. That was an old
when
actor.
You said old actor, I had who's
Nipsey,
you talking about?
Nipsey.
Okay,
Okay,
Nipsey
there we go. I didn't know him. I just heard a little bit about him. But when he was
when they get killed, everybody knows who they are.
God.
That's what Charlamagne was saying.
Yes.
So Charlamagne was saying he's tired of how come every time they got it, in order for them to blow up and everybody know who they are, they almost got to be murdered now. So
like a martyr kind
right.
of thing.
But I almost feel like that's every entertainer because a lot of people didn't know, the white guy who was the actor.
Which
that
one?
died. We
losing
minds on all of this
age.
But y'all know who we're talking about. We old
the
now,
one that was in the racing one.
And I'm tired of always having
the one that was
Heath Ledger. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them when they died.
I guess we gotta be careful if we're referencing somebody and we don't know their names. People
when they die,
don't say
when they die, that's when everybody knows. But they know
the
the premise.
Purpose
they know the premise of what we're talking about. I don't have to say names. You guys know. A lot of times people don't blow up until they die, and they can be young and they eternally that age. You know what I'm saying? They are eternally that age, and you don't think of them as anything else other than that age, and they're famous forever.
Right.
So they talked about that a little bit about him dying, and just Charlamagne was.
And
just
they all are
about
aware
that.
of his music and stuff, right?
No, Charlamagne said he didn't know. He said he didn't know his song until now.
Oh.
But then I had heard of him, so I'm surprised Charlamagne didn't hear him because I knew who he was. But I watch social media, and I know him from young.
What circles
young
is he in?
Louisiana, New Orleans. Type
so he because a lot of times you'll name a rapper.
Oh yeah,
who be with other rappers or other entertainers.
Young guys. So,
but I was just playing devil's advocate. A lot of times when people hear about a young rapper artist murdered,
right,
they quickly go to, is it gang related?
Well, that's what I was saying. I don't know,
because a lot of times they are fearful that they're bringing that lifestyle into the
But
art,
I wasn't trying to. When you had said it, I wasn't trying to lean into that
No,
stereotype.
I'm leaning into
I don't
the
know why.
I'm putting it out there. That's sometimes people go quickly
right,
to
right,
it.
and I don't know. He could be an innocent bystander.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead.
So I'm treating him like anybody else that get killed. I don't know. So. So they talked about Mary J. Blige. She was on Angie Martinez's show. Nothing negative. I know we started off negative.
I'm like, what about her?
We started
through some
no.
ex, and
she
was
on Mary.
Did he do something?
No.
She was mad at him.
She's on Mary Martinez's show.
And we want the best for her. Right. So we always want protective of
Mary Martinez has a podcast. She's I don't know if you know who she is. She's
I heard
DJ.
her name.
Okay, she's a very famous DJ. She has a podcast now, and she had Mary J on there, and Mary J was talking about how she recently that she was Angie was asking her about her love life. And she said she finally realized that she needed to love who she was.
Oh, geez.
So she says she's learning how to love herself. And for the first time, she can actually say that she loves herself. And that she learned that through therapy. She's just started going to therapy.
Wow. Because I know Charlamagne is big on therapy.
You know, he jumped in there.
Yeah, I'm sure he said some
huge
stuff.
On therapy.
Yeah.
So he was on that.
Black folks we're afraid of therapy.
Yes.
We're afraid to talk to someone to listen and release and get some direction.
Right. So then they started blowing up Mary, talking about they love Mary, Charlamagne and Envy, saying they are in awe, they love Mary, they can't believe they know her, and she's one of those people that's famous.
She's a likable person.
Or she's one of those people that's famous, and you go, I can't believe I know that person. So they was just saying that they can't even imagine. They don't even know why they even allowed to even be able to talk to Mary. She can't
be touched.
Right. She's just
like Beyonce in a way.
Right. Or like Michael
like,
Jordan or something. You'd be like, I actually could call him on the phone and be like, what's up, Mike? Right. So they was in that. I can't believe I can actually talk to Mary J, know her, be in her presence. They was blowing her up. And, Charlamagne was saying, I can't even believe we could touch her.
And you have to be careful like that, because a lot of times when you're so close to this person is calling me like 5 times.
You want to go find out why?
No, I don't. I know where they're coming from. We can talk later. It's not like life or death. But you get close to them, so when things happen to them, you like, ooh, don't mess with her, because you've connected with her in a way where you're closer and you protect her and things that happen to her.
So they was talking about that. Mary was talking about not only the loving to love herself. She was also talking about she recently had to fill out a life insurance form. And so it made her start thinking about death.
Being ready.
Just death, period. And you don't ever want to think about it. And she says she notices the older that she's getting more afraid.
What Prince did.
She's more afraid of
put together when he died.
Well, that's ridiculous. More afraid of dying.
Yes.
Of the older, But I'm thinking the older you get, the less you should be afraid of dying.
You know what? That goes both ways.
But
I'm thinking as you do get older, you're ready.
Right.
If it happens.
But she said more of having to face things, never having to ask those questions, which you were just saying Prince wasn't ready. Where does this go?
He didn't have his life in order.
Who gets this? How do you want to be buried?
Simple. And we getting our
Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but you have to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it.
You have to talk about burial, how you want to be buried, if you're cremated or a real funeral, where things are being left.
Yeah, everything. She was saying she had to go detail, and she never had
power
to do that before.
attorney, who's handling your finances.
She never had to do that before.
Wow.
So she's saying that's weird.
And that's taking care of herself as well.
That's loving yourself.
Mental and financial and everything. Okay.
Loving yourself and to me, that's loving your family and loving the people that's left behind.
The legacy that you're leaving.
So they don't have to try to figure out what to do with all your stuff.
Pay her ex.
Well, probably not in death. I'm hoping not.
That he don't get part of that estate.
She probably does.
Don't write him in there.
I know. She
I
probably
just
does.
Like that. Go ahead.
I always hate when somebody cheat and you always got to pay the person.
I'm trying to figure out what laws are these in these states. That's something that everybody needs to change.
I know. That's
I understand abortion and all of that. And our right to vote and stuff. But those kind of things get hidden.
Most people get divorced and have an abortion.
Well, I'm just saying.
That affects more people.
You in a state that you get married and your spouse cheat, you got to pay them.
Right.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So then they started talking, her and Mary and Angie. And Mary was talking about how she always loved Angie. They all love Angie. Angie must be like a really nice person in real life because I always watch, I told you, I watch how you look on our old shows. I watch how your staff treats you and I watch what people say about you.
Yeah.
And the way people talk about you and how your staff is tells me, in my opinion, how you are outside of the camera.
Nice person.
That off the camera, you're a genuinely nice person.
And you're consistent.
Yeah.
So it's not like somebody said, ooh.
So she was saying how she loves Angie Martinez.
Okay.
And she always saw Angie as a strong woman when she was kind of weak. And because, Mary always been known as kind of weak. Yeah. I feel like always kind of like
a doormat.
This is the strongest you've ever seen Mary J. Blige in her life. All the times I've seen her, she's always seen kind of.
I don't want to say weak, but I think she lets people take advantage of her.
Yeah. She always seemed like that.
Becomes the doormat, and you're like, oh, no, put your foot down, girl.
And this is I think recently is the most I've ever seen her.
That's good.
But she was saying she always.
Is she in her 40s?
You're going to have to
I'm sorry.
Google that.
Let me see. I always talk to it out loud while we're filming.
She does that.
But that's a good question. I'm sorry. Because that makes a difference, too, in your life. Because a lot of times you don't get understanding for some things in your life until you're older. When you reach that big 40 or that big 50 mark. See, she's 51.
So she's younger than me.
So she's in that age bracket where you go,
where she's thinking of stuff.
I'm not going to live forever.
So then she said she always thought of Angie as being strong and everything. Okay. And then Angie wrote a book that showed that she wasn't as strong as people thought she was. So Mary said, I didn't know until I read your book. All the stuff you was going through and everything. So that
made her strong.
Yeah.
Get down,
so that was
Angie.
good. So they talked about that a little bit. Okay. Charlamagne and Envy and Angela Lee pushed people to listen to Angie's podcast. And that brought up them talking about they feel like both ladies deserve a statue somewhere. So then they asked the audience to call in and say,
where would a statue go for them?
Well, Angela was saying maybe in your hometown or something, like if you blew up in your hometown, obviously.
Or a street named after you.
Right. So that led them to have people call in and say, who do you think deserves a statue? That anybody. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. It could be anybody.
Does she have a star on Hollywood?
I don't know.
I'm
not Googling that. So
for sure she needs a star.
Right,
she doesn't have one.
Right. Okay. So that was one of the things. So people started calling in.
They don't do statues. They do streets.
Well, I think statues are good. Because
but
DJ
where would
Envy,
it go? That's the problem. Where would it go?
DJ Envy had put out that there's a lot of statues out of old white men that we don't know of.
Yeah, but
everywhere. They're in parks. They're everywhere.
And that's fine because
there are corners of streets.
I get
everywhere.
it. I get it because it would be like a John Lewis statue,
right,
or a Martin Luther King statue. But a Mary J. Blige, where would they go?
I don't think in her hometown, maybe.
Well, where in her hometown? Right. That's what I'm saying. Streets are probably easier,
right?
But where she was born.
But what
name that street after her?
What they brought up is, who do you think should have a statue that probably doesn't have a statue? Charlemagne said he thinks that Elijah Muhammad should, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad should have a statue because there's statues of Muhammad Ali.
Okay, I see where
there's statues of Muhammad Ali and there's statues of Malcolm X. But why would you not have a statue of Elijah Muhammad, who they both said they learned from? I agree with that.
You're right. Malcolm X became almost bigger than Elijah. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying, he was saying Muhammad Ali.
He even found some stuff in Elijah that wasn't together.
He was saying Muhammad Ali has a statue.
Because he's a boxer.
Right.
Famous.
So I agree. I think Elijah Muhammad should have a statue.
If he does, probably over there on Stony Island where the main building is.
Definitely in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, over there for sure.
Where the whole south side is the Nation of Islam.
That is Nation of Islam.
Why there's not a statue of Elijah Muhammad?
I get it. Y'all listening, if you are Islamic and you're in the Chicago area, that's something you should talk about.
You definitely should have one. And in New York, in some of the boroughs, they should have. They're big. It's the Nation of Islam is big.
Okay.
Anywhere definitely where the Nation of Islam is big.
In Chicago, we know.
Should be a statue of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I agree with that.
Okay.
So they had people call in. One lady says she think Michael Jackson. Every state should have a statue of Michael Jackson.
Where would it go in Gary?
I agree. I love Michael Jackson.
Gary, Indiana.
I love Michael Jackson. So she was saying every state should have a statue of Michael Jackson.
No.
That brought Angela to say, well, Prince needs a statue.
No.
Michael Jackson has statues.
No, because now where's the cutoff? Every entertainer that's big like that.
I think if you are entertained, well, Charlemagne said, because Angela Lee said Issa Rae should have one. He was like, come on now.
You know what?
He said, you're going too far.
It was hard enough getting Martin Luther King one.
I feel like if you changed history, you should have a statue. That's how I feel.
Well, most of these, when you say change history, that can still be a debate because Martin Luther King, yes. John Lewis, yes. But Michael Jackson, no.
Michael Jackson already has statues. And then I agree with...
And he has a museum, right? Or he's in a museum.
He got everything. And then I also agree, not necessarily change history, if you put it anywhere. But I do agree with, at least in your hometown. You don't have to be that
Indiana?
big. No, I'm saying any celebrity or any person.
Oh, okay, where they came from.
Where you came from.
Where you were born and raised. Okay, before you became all famous.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we got statues
That's
here.
where it all began.
We got statues here in this small town of people who changed.
What, Jack Benny? Do we have a
Jack Benny? We got Jack Benny. We got, what's his name?
This is
we got, what's his name that did the science fiction.
Oh, yeah.
The museum.
Oh, God.
I'd have you look that up since you always have me look it up.
What is his name?
There you go. See?
Okay.
There you go. It's hard, ain't it?
Burberry.
Yeah, Ray Burberry.
Ray Burberry, yeah.
He got a statue here.
Science fiction and all of that. Yeah, they making a museum.
Yeah,
you know, because he did
Ray
a lot.
Bradbury.
Ray Bradbury. There we go.
So then, and Jack Benny is from here. He has one. So I definitely feel like if you, whatever town or city you from, you should have a statue.
That's true. That's the
truth. If you blew up and you famous or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they start again talking about go watch Angie's show.
Okay.
And support Mary. Then they went on to talk about R. Kelly. R. Kelly's sisters.
You laugh when you say the name now, and that's not right.
R. Kelly's 3 sisters have been all over television. They was on Good Morning Britain or something like that.
You're kidding.
And they were talking about how he's innocent. And how
he's been railroaded.
He's been railroaded. It's racism.
What he did wasn't really what he did.
They don't believe
because the girls said yes to it.
They don't believe anything that these people are saying against him, and that there's lies and all this other stuff. And they said that they feel like he never raped anybody and he never forced anybody to stay.
I'm thinking that would be the argument
because you want to stay.
That would be the argument. That's the only argument I can see anybody that's trying to protect.
They asked him about, do you think that he was with underage girls? They said no. All the women were young, but not underage.
Do they think this is going to get him off?
The Brit man said, well, it's proven that he married Aaliyah.
Yeah, she was underage.
And they said, I don't know anything about that. We don't know anything about that. That's oblivious.
This is real.
They was in thank you for saying that.
Were they from
I watched Lovely T. How many of y'all watched Lovely T?
Yes.
She broke down. They're not even his real sisters. They're just women who say they're his sisters.
You're kidding.
Yes, and they all over the media, which led her to talk about
even opportunity to even speak on
which
them.
led her to talk about what happened to the days when the media would look at people before they bring them on air, and they would make sure that the person was who they said it. Now I could just say I'm anybody. I'm Lou Rawls' daughter.
Yeah.
We're Lou Rawls' daughter.
And then we talked about Lou Rawls and how he was raped, framed.
If I could get on TV by just saying I'm anybody now.
Or Bill Cosby's niece.
Yeah, we're Bill Cosby's niece.
Now that was wrong what they did with our uncle. He did not give any drugs to anybody. And they had the mics right to our mouths.
3 women coming up saying that they are R. Kelly's sisters. Lovely T broke it down that they're not even his real sisters. And they all have things going on that would make sense for why they would want to be out. One lady's a singer, and she has some song out.
Oh, so that's her little...
Yeah, some other lady, her son is a singer. He's in the music business.
I gotta get my name out there some kind of way.
He has a channel on YouTube. He literally changed his last name so it didn't fit hers, because he don't want anybody to know that's his mother that's going out. He don't want her to mess up what he trying to do.
His career.
Yeah. And she trying to think she helping it. And he don't want her to mess it up. So he trying to distance himself from her.
Oh my God.
Like I don't know who that lady is.
Crazy. Messy.
And they going on, they interviewing all kind of stuff about R. Kelly and how he was railroading it. And they said, well, how come R. Kelly's people won't put a stop to it? Because they being positive. They're not going to come out and say those aren't his sisters, because they being positive.
You don't care if this Santa Claus coming down saying R. Kelly has been railroaded.
He needs positive. Now, talking about R. Kelly's sister, he said his real sister allegedly molested him when he was little.
Oh.
So if you really want to talk about his family,
anything,
she hasn't said anything. She's been in hiding. Nobody can even hardly find his real sister,
because she was
so his real family
he has problems.
Yeah. His real family, you can't find them.
Ooh.
But the fake people coming out all over the woodwork.
I don't understand the media and how, like you just said, any John Doe can say, my brother,
anybody,
my sister,
exactly.
And let me give you the 411
on what's going on.
And you got the mic right to their mouths, going, what else happened?
Major.
How were you guys raised? What
yeah.
city?
Yeah.
Did you guys sleep in one room?
Yeah. And then they even asked them. They was on the street, and the media ran up to him and said, how does the family feel? They said, well, we're all, devastated. They speaking for the family. They're not even in his family. Ooh. But anyway.
If I was the family, I could use that as a lawsuit.
Well, they don't care. They hiding. His family has got too many issues.
They had to come out.
Okay, so then they talked about Beyonce's album was leaked 2 days earlier.
Ooh.
And the Beehive is upset about it. It was apparently...
Watch those fans. They will kill you.
It was released in France. And apparently somebody let it out, some songs, and it's been released all over the world. And so they're not happy about that. Okay? And they talk about how the Beehive is upset. They got rules. The Beehive actually has rules.
They are followers.
And they were talking about on the Breakfast Club, the rules. They got rules like we don't do stuff like that. If anything
of disrespect,
if anything from Beyonce's gets leaked, we better not see it anywhere, or we will destroy you. If we see anything that comes out that Bee herself has not put out, we will come at you and destroy you.
All these artists have fans.
So like Charlamagne started playing with Envy and said, Envy, you a DJ. Envy said, yeah, I got it. I know I had an album. He said, go ahead and play it. And then Envy was like, I'll play it. I ain't scared of nobody. So Charlamagne said, yes, you are. You scared. I bet you won't play no song. And then DJ Envy said, I will play it. How much you want to bet? He said, go ahead and play it. He said, they called me last night, the heads of the radio show, and told me, you bet not play any of that stuff. He said, Charlamagne trying to dare me. Don't dare me. I'm a real man. I'll play what I want. Ooh. So they was going back and forth. Charlamagne said, you ain't nothing. They always play back and forth.
Okay.
And he was like, "You weak, you nothing, you ain't nobody. You ain't gonna stand up to nobody.
No.
You ain't gonna stand up to nobody. You don't play nothing." And DJ Envy said, "I bet you I will. How much you want to bet? I'll play a song right now." And Angela was just laughing in the background. And then Charlamagne said, "Hold on, don't play that one song she already released."
Yes, the one with
and then
the big,
Drop My Soul or something, My Soul. And then DJ Envy was quiet after that. He said, "That's what you was gonna play." Try to act like you was gonna play all the songs.
Oh my God!
He said, "Don't play none of it, not even song."
That's dealing with his job, not so much the fans.
Thank you.
But still, the fans are crazy.
The fans told him you better not. So they was playing back and forth. So no, he said that's why you don't hear it. Nobody's playing it.
All the person that linked it though.
That's in another country. But here,
can't do nothing to you.
Here, you better not play it. But I think the listening party is tonight, so it's out tonight anyway.
Oh,
and they said it's listening parties set up all over the world. All over the world. Mm-hmm. They are Beyonce.
She got fans all over the world too.
I like Beyonce. I don't hate Beyonce. A lot of people hate Beyonce. They don't.
You know what I
they haters. I don't hate Beyonce because she gives love to Michael Jackson, and I love Michael Jackson.
The thing about these artists is, even with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and Lizzo, all these artists, however how high they are, Drake, their fans is what scares me.
Yep,
they're fans, because I remember back in the day we were crazy. We didn't have social media though. But we were crazy about some of the artists.
The
fans were.
But it's social media now, so it's
mad at you, and we couldn't really do anything. We couldn't touch you.
Imagine Imagine if we had social media back then.
Oh my God!
Actually, to be honest with you, a lot of older people don't think this. I think it was worse back then.
Why is that?
I think fandom was worse back then, but we didn't have social media. Because people used to just fall out. Remember Michael Jackson concerts?
Oh,
people would faint.
They would faint.
They were taking people out in droves. I haven't seen that.
The Beatles.
And the Beatles, people lost their minds. I don't see that now.
They would faint.
I don't see that now because you can't get to them as much as you can now. You see them on social media. You see them. They washing their hair. They going to the store.
Think about that?
We didn't see our celebrities like that.
No.
So whenever we did see them, it was crazy because we didn't have social media.
Social media does show them,
and it makes them more human. It's like I'm watching her go to the grocery store and she on Twitter talking to me.
Family.
I could talk to her on Instagram, or she answers like Cardi B answers back to people.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
We didn't. Can you imagine
media
Michael Jackson answered you back?
Oh, you would have a heart attack.
You would be like, "I saw you on stage last night. I thought you was wonderful. Oh, thank you so much." We didn't have that.
Oh my
God. I believe fandom was crazier back then.
You're probably right.
But we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
So yeah. As bad as they say the Beehive was, y'all didn't have nothing on us, MJ fans.
And then people don't even know as far as the different fans. I heard this question one time. Whose fans are the most?
I put it on our community.
Violent.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No, they were.
They said violent. Who did they say?
When you touch their. Well, it was that Nicki Minaj situation and Cardi B.
Right.
The Beehive. They all have names too for their.
Some of them are violent. There are some that are.
Lady Gaga, and it was some.
Those fans aren't. I think there are some who fans are violent.
Yes.
And
that's what they were talking about.
They will kill you.
They will hurt you.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yes.
They fans will kill you.
Yes. That's dangerous.
Yeah, those fans will kill you.
Even Trump's fans.
You know what? You're right.
They will kill you.
Well, look what happened on January 6th.
They will come at you. They will come. That's what he loves. These are my people. Yeah, go kill them.
Hang Mike Pence. I ain't gonna never forget that. Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. And then he on TV last week. Well, there's nothing wrong with we're loving.
That's the Democrats. We
love each other. But dude, they just said hang you, but they still love me. They wasn't really gonna hang me.
No. But
why'd you run out there? You should have stayed there to see if they wasn't gonna really hang you. He was the first one being shuffled out with his family. All right, here we go.
Go for it.
They love you.
Okay.
You should have stayed there with your hands up when they bust into the room. Say, y'all know y'all really love. Y'all really don't want to hang me, do y'all?
Why y'all hanging me? Because of what he said.
And even with the noose around your neck, you can still be saying up until the last minute, I know y'all really not gonna hang me. I know y'all. This is all for show. It's all for show.
We don't want to get to a country where we see some leader killed before our eyes. Because there's countries that are shooting down their leaders.
So then I ended it off. Well, they ended it off with I ended it off watching Donkey of the Day.
Okay.
Charlamagne's Donkey of the Day.
A political.
Remember,
person?
he gives it to people every day. He gives it to 2 people this time. First one, Donkey of the Day, was a woman who set fire to a house by mistake, thinking it was her boyfriend's house. Not only did she set fire, but she sabotaged all the way they can get water. She cut the water line. She put sealant around the thing that you spray. She did everything you could do.
About mental.
She did everything you could do not to put out the fire. She wanted that house to burn down. And it wasn't even his house.
So what happened?
Obviously she in trouble.
They gonna hang her.
And she took their dog.
Death penalty.
She took the dog.
Anybody?
No, I don't think so. It would have said that.
She took
and
the dog.
she took the dog.
What was wrong
so
with
she's
her?
not only being held for arson, she's being held for kidnapping
What happened?
an animal.
Did he break up with her? Did he? Oh my God!
I don't know what he did, but he gave her a donkey of the day. He said that you should check, double check, triple check, quadruple check before you do anything.
Before you burn the house.
He said,
down.
"Let this be a lesson," because you know Charlamagne.
Okay.
Let this be a lesson. And he didn't even talk about the fact that she burnt the house down. He more on the point that she didn't double check, triple check, and quadruple check before you trying to burn somebody's house down.
Okay.
So that was it. And then the last story, so you can get whoever calling you for 100 times.
Yes.
A funeral home in New Jersey called the Central Funeral Home buried the wrong person.
No.
And the family didn't find out until it was time to go in the ground, and they lifted the cat. They wanted to open the casket.
Why would they do that?
They wanted to open the casket to say goodbye, and it was the wrong woman.
No. Okay, that's 2 things wrong with this.
And here's another part.
Nobody really
Hold on,
care
this
what
makes
body is in there. It can literally be just any dummy.
This makes it even worse, as Charlamagne said.
Yeah.
And it was racist, because it was an Asian woman. And both women mixed up with both Asian women. So they just threw an Asian woman in there.
She looked like her. Is she Chinese? She may be South Korean. I don't know. They look alike. Here, just put them in there. They won't open the casket.
And
no one opens the casket. They won't know.
And the family sued, of course, for devastation.
Oh, no.
They never told the other family. And that family's person is buried with their the mother, the person's mother.
But that showed you they didn't look in the casket.
No, but when you found out that it was the wrong person, why would you not tell the other family and dig up the other family's person?
I know.
So they deserve that lawsuit.
Yeah, they do. Oh my goodness! And this was in New Jersey.
And not only that, they
probably felt that like nobody opens that casket when it's time to put them.
Not only that, they gonna get sued by the other family now.
Oh, because the
other family gonna say, "Why didn't you tell us?"
Wasn't our dear Jane Cho?
They've been going putting flowers at this other lady.
Think of an Asian name. That wasn't Jane Cho. Jane Cho. Oh my god! But I can't. Okay, I'm on the other side.
What other side?
No, I'm on the other side. Even though they
which one? The house burning down or the burying the
burial? Burial. Most of the time, and y'all can all say this, majority of the time, when that body is at that grave, getting ready to go in the dirt, no one touches that casket. You throw flowers on it. You may lean on it and cry. Who lifts it up to look at them one last time? So they probably thought they can get away with it.
Hold on. But that's not the other side. You're not doing the other side.
No, I'm saying as far as the funeral home is, you know, they're at fault because you never know.
Even if I never open the casket, don't put somebody else's body.
But that's wrong. I'm saying the other side of that. They probably thought nobody will open that casket at the dirt grave.
Right.
You saying a dog.
You're saying the wrong thing. You're not saying you're saying the other side. You saying you understand why they didn't think anybody would notice.
I'm saying the other side's reason for like probably doing that crazy. That's what I meant. When I say I'm seeing the
not
other side.
Justifying that.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
It's still
you have
wrong.
To be clear.
It's still wrong, but I'm just saying, in our little stupid times, we probably would have thought they ain't gonna know the difference.
Well, I told you that joke. We told that joke about the lady who's came in and she wanted her husband to be buried in a black suit. Remember?
Yeah.
We put that on our channel. You can see the lady came in. She wanted her husband to be buried in a black suit. He looked great in the suit.
Yes.
And so she always knew if he died, he wanted to be buried in that black suit. So she came to the funeral home and she asked the funeral director, it was a lady. She said, "Could you bury my husband in a black suit? I haven't bought it, but he always wanted to be buried in a black suit. He looks good in a black suit." The funeral director said, "We'll take care of it. We'll go out and we'll get a black suit, the best looking black suit, and we'll bury your husband in it." So then the next, few days, the funeral came and the lady came up and she saw her husband in the casket. Beautiful black suit, beautiful. He looked great. And she said she applauded the funeral director and said, "Thank you so much. He looks so wonderful. Thank you. How did you find a wonderful black suit so soon? It was only been 2 days, and this is a perfect black suit." And the funeral director said it was no problem. Another lady came in. Her husband had on a black suit. I switched the heads.
Was that joke like he told her that they told them that he switched heads?
No. The funeral director told the lady she switched the heads of the bodies. It's different. The joke is different. Go back and look at it.
There, but
it's the premise of it is
they just switched the heads, so the body can be with the black suit.
The other lady, that's it. The other lady came in. Her husband had on a blue suit, and no, he had on a black suit.
I think you didn't just mess the joke.
I messed the joke up.
But
this lady came in. Her husband had on a blue suit. The other lady's husband had on a black suit, and the funeral director switched the head.
Look.
You got the premise of it, but that's the show.
No, just cut it off and put it on another body.
Yeah,
but so that's what they probably didn't think that they were going to open that casket. But you said this wasn't even all of what they talked about.
No, they'll probably have more stuff throughout the day.
This is enough right here.
This is enough. That's what I said. This
Mary
is enough.
J Blige. All right.
All right, y'all. So that was the Breakfast Club. Okay. Today, 7:28.
I like the Breakfast Club. It's more fun than my View.
Well, we'll see what's on the View today.
You always talking about politics.
We'll see what they talked about.
Okay. All
right, y'all. So that was another Woods Report. See you later. Okay.